Okay, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. One of the head coach of one of the best Cinderella teams I have ever seen in my life, the current head coach of Iona basketball, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Tobin Anderson. Tobin, how's it going?
It's going great. That's way too big of an introduction for me. But
Hey, you're a white you're the white whale of this podcast. So this is you needed that introduction. You needed that introduction.
I don't.
Well deserved.
So let's just get it started off right now. So you called me out before. I am wearing a Siena t-shirt. I am a current Siena student. Are you ready for some action this year? Like this is possibly the biggest year of MAC basketball ever, as far back as I can remember.
It'll be a lot of fun, I think. Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. Let's get. I wish it was here right now. Actually, that's not true. I wish we need some time to get our guys here and get involved. But I'm excited about it. It'll be a lot of fun.
All right,
MAC's
so
a great league. It's a competitive league. It's a fun league. So it'll be a good time.
All right, so let's get it started. We're gonna talk about Stack. We're like 20 minutes from Stack, so this is definitely more of a local ambiance here. So first off, you 6 straight tournament appearances from 2016 to 2022. So the question here is, what was it like coaching Division II basketball at such a high level, and how did it prepare you for the Division I level like FDU and now Iona?
Yeah, when I first got to Stack, it wasn't high level, and they won 5 games the year before. They won 7 the year before that. They won 5 the year before that. So they had like 19 wins in the previous 3 seasons. So it was low level Division II. It was like one of the lowest teams. And I got a 300 Division II teams. We were ranked like 285th or 290th. So it was a low level Division II. So we had to go in there and kind of start from scratch, build the program up. We did. Like, we got lucky on some guys. We had a great staff. We got the right kind of players in there. Built the right kind of culture. And we started winning, and winning begets winning. Like, we started winning games and having success, and that kind of steamrolled a little bit. We started winning, getting better players and having more success, and beat St. John's by 30 points. We went to the NCAA's our third year. Like you said, we went every year after that, won 25 plus games for I think 7 straight years. So it was awesome. It was great to build that program from scratch and to kind of see where they had never been to the conference finals.
Oh,
so
wow.
Just to go, and we won 7 of the last 8 conference championships.
Wow.
So to go from never being in the conference finals to winning 7 out of 8 conference championships was an incredible accomplishment. And we were able to compete with the best teams in the country, and we had good players. Like we played pickup here last night at Iona. We had 3 of my old Stack players were here, and everybody's like, "Wow, those guys are really good." I'm like, "Yeah, they were Division II players." So it just kind of goes to show you, Division II, Division I, it's not a lot of difference. There's the line between the lowest Division I and the highest Division II is a very gray line. So and like part of Stack, part of the fun was we had people that got excited about it. We had crowds, we had fans coming out. The students got excited. The president got excited. So it was a lot of fun.
Just a question. You go from coaching D2 to D1. Is there much of a difference, in your game plan, and your style of coaching, or you just bring the similar kind of what works and bring it over to the Division I level?
Yeah, I think it's very similar. It depends a lot of times on each year, because every team's different, right? So you don't coach each team the same, no matter where you're at, Division II, Division I, exactly the same. So, but as far as like overall philosophy, like no, not a whole lot. I think the one thing you have at Division II, you can't find big guys. So at Division I, you get more big guys. So you can, it's harder to find more size at Division II. So we had to be a little more creative as far as like making the game fast and doubling the post and playing a smaller lineup. We used to start sometimes at Stack 3 guys who are under 6 foot tall. We'd start like 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". So we were like, but you could do that at Division II. You couldn't. Yeah. You can't do it at Division I. So that's a big difference, is like the size, but the speed, the skill, the competitive stuff, that's all the same. Division I, Division II.
All right. So you've been around Rockland County. You're still in Rockland County.
Oh yeah.
So you were by, Stack. You live near Rockland County as well.
Yep.
my question here is a little.
I'm in Blauvelt, so I'm
you're in
close,
Blauvelt.
close
Okay.
to Pearl River, so I'm like right on the border of Pearl River and Blauvelt.
All right. Little bit of a fun question here. Favorite food spot in Rockland County? There's a lot. You got to pick one.
I mean, you can't. I can pick one. I mean, I can't pick one. I mean, I love Bailey's. I love Mountain House pizza. I love Mountain House that has the best pizza. I love Delarte for Italian food.
Oh, I love Delarte.
Gino's Bagels for bagels. That's a great place. Demora's in New Jersey, great Italian restaurant over there. Yeah, I mean, I got them all. I love the food around our place. Spark Hill Steakhouse. We go there. Take my wife there once a month to keep her happy. What's that good? Luigi O'Grady's a great deli over in
there we go.
So no, ice cream places over there are great too. So there's a lot. There's the food is that's why I can't move because the food is too good.
So good.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You gotta stay local just because of the food.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the food.
I agree.
So now you get hired by FDU in the fall of in the spring of 2022. I didn't even know this, that you took Stack from like a 6-win team to to a very good team. FDU goes from 4-22 to 21-16 within the span of over a year. What was the mentality going into the first year with FDU? The record wasn't so great. You bring in a couple guys from Stack like Dimitri Roberts, and just what was the mentality going into that year?
Well, it's kind of like what I just talked about. Like at Stacks, we'd already done that, right? We already had an experience taking a bad team to being a good team. So like you kind of know how to rebuild the program and the kind of culture you want and the kind of players you need. So we had to do the similar thing in FDU. The advantage we had, like you said, was we had 3 guys come with us. So you had 3 guys who, and Grant and Dimitri had played 125 college games. They'd played in every NCAA tournament. They've been to Sweet 16 every year. So they were used to winning and winning at a high level. So that helped us a ton. When you start in a new place, you have 3 guys who are like, who've already done those things. It makes life a little bit easier. But as far as it's the same kind of game plan, the same kind of, you're going to change the culture, the hard work, the being on time, going to class and doing the right things, being a good person, not getting in trouble, working hard in the weight room, working hard on the track. We're all about hard work. So like our guy, we was 6 a.m. track workout, 6 a.m. 20 and 20s. We're in unbelievable shape. So all that stuff. And then you just keep grinding away one day at a time. You just keep working and getting better. And, we had some talent. All the pieces kind of fit together, but we did not think we could go from 4-21 to having a chance to go play in the NCAA tournament and, beating Purdue and winning 2 NCAA games. Like that was way above what we probably ever dreamed of. So just to get to the NCAA tournament was crazy, and to actually get there and win 2 games. But, that's a credit to our guys. They really got better as the year went along, and they did the right things and played well. And it was a fun, obviously a fun year, and especially a fun end of the season.
All right. So we're going to talk tournament now. So you just brought up the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this one. So basically,
I like talking about it too. So that's good. I love it.
you can say that too. That's a
lot of good memories there. So yeah, we can talk about it.
So my first question about the tournament is what were the expectations going into the tournament? Because 16 seed playing in the play-in game.
Yeah.
What were basically the expectations going into that?
So you go in the playing game, you're playing. We knew we were going to be a play-in team. Like we were the lowest ranked team going to the NCAA tournament, just on the computer rankings and all that kind of stuff. So we knew we were going to be in the playing game. It's a 2 similar teams. Like out of 60, was there 65, 60? What is it? 68 teams. We're ranked like 68. Texas Southern was like 60, 66. So but that's a game you can win. Like that's if you go play. A 1-16 game in the first round, you're probably going to get beat because most games you're going to get beat in that situation. So but this is a game you can win. So we knew we had a chance. Like we knew Texas Southern was good, but we had an opportunity and we played great. Like we played really well. Had a great great. The guys played terrific and won by 28 points or 25 points, and so that helped us kind of get some confidence and some used to the big stage and playing on TV and all that kind of stuff, and so that helped us get ready for the next round. But that was get that game under our belts was huge. But and then you go play the number 1 seed, who there's only been one 16 never beat a 1, so it's a huge, almost impossible task. But like, we played terrific and we outplayed Purdue, and it wasn't a fluke or wasn't a gimmick or something like crazy happened. We just outplayed them for 40 minutes, and maybe nobody saw that coming, but our guys believed and they got it done. So it was great.
FDU holds Purdue scoreless for like 5.5 minutes in that game. You're on the sidelines coaching. Obviously, there's got to be so much going through your head, coming towards the end. What's going through your mind? You go ahead, you hold them for 5.5 minutes, you hit that big three. There's like a minute left. What's really going through your head at that time? Are you, prematurely celebrating? Are you getting excited? Like what, are you just focused in on the game?
You're definitely not prematurely celebrating because you're always afraid when you play the number 1 seed, something's going to go wrong. Like, let's be honest. I mean, people want the number 1 seed. People, NCAA people, the TV, they want the 1 seed to win is a big thing. So it's kind of great. We had played them close, but at the end of the day, it's still hard to finish off the number 1 seed. So, we played great defense, like you said, Tim. Like we played for 5 minutes. We were just incredible defense, and then hit that shot was kind of like the backbreaker. Like, hey, this is a realistic thing here. We can win this game. I hadn't really thought about winning until he made that shot, because I was just trying to like, hey, we're in the game. We're in the game. Next possession. And like you never as a coach, you never think about winning really the whole time. You kind of the score, the situation, but like in that game I never really thought we were going to win or have a chance to win until he made that shot. And then you're like, hey, we're one stop away from us being in control. We're shooting free throws. We got 2 great guards. They're not going to take the ball from our 2 good guards on the stretch. So we'll let those guys shoot free throws and handle the ball. So it was a surreal experience. Like it really was. And like, we still try to lock in and finish off the game. We did a good job. Our guys, they looked like they had been there like 25 times. It was in front of 20,000 people. I mean, we don't draw 20,000 people total for our home games at FDU. All of a sudden, it's 20,000 people. So it was it was incredible. And our guys just played great. And it's one of those things like you won't ever forget that night. It's just incredible.
Did you mean to say, I think we can beat Purdue? Did you know the cameras were in front of you? You can say no. Did you know the cameras were there?
No, I knew they were there. I'm not like I know
me fired up.
Oh, I was so fired up.
My wife says the same thing. Like, I have no filter, so sometimes I just say what's on my mind a lot of time, which gets me in trouble from time to time. So like, I just said what was all on my mind, and I didn't really factor in the cameras, and like I really probably should have thought that through. But like, I didn't think what I said was that crazy. Like, actually, I think we can beat Purdue. Is not like, hey, we're going to beat Purdue. I mean, I think we're going to beat. I think we got a chance to beat Purdue. So we really did believe that. Like the coaching staff thought we had a chance to beat them. We want to make sure our players do that too. But I didn't factor in all the elements of the fact that there was. But like my assistant said, it was the biggest damn camera in the world sitting like 10 feet from me. So if I didn't know it, I'm not very smart because it was right next to me. So, I have no filter sometimes, which is not a good.
Just be like, oh, let's just like play the game, see what happens. Like Herm Edwards said it best. You play to win the game. Like you play to win the game. So I had no problem with you saying that at all. Other people did, but you proved them wrong.
Well, it worked out fine. It could have gone the opposite way, but it worked out pretty well for us. Yeah.
So I just want to ask, when that buzzer goes off and you realize you're the second team ever, the 16 seed, to beat the first seed. I mean, what's the emotion like? How are you feeling? Keeping that all contained until you get to the locker room. Like, what's going through your head right as that buzzer goes off?
I mean, I'm not even there. I mean, it's like you can't even describe it. Like it was like I don't even know. I have no idea. Like I mean, like I don't even know what I did, how I celebrated, like what we. I mean, it was just like, cause all of a sudden it's like we just won, and like just you never thought all day when you're gonna go play Purdue, like is that really gonna happen? And then when it happens, it's just like such a euphoric, incredible thing. You saw our players going crazy. We actually laughed because we celebrated like there was no game after us. I mean, our guys going all like one guy wanted to cut the nets down. Like there's a game after us. You can't cut the nets down. They got to play a game after us. But like we were going crazy for a long time. We were out on the court forever. So we might have celebrated more than like most teams should. But like it was an unbelievable win, and we definitely enjoyed it. There's no doubt about it.
So you played against Zach Edey. How tall? How tall? Like is like does he look like how he looks on television, or is it like much like exceeds expectations?
You know, he's so well proportioned too. So he's like a giant because he's like you know, he's not like crazy he looks like a normal person who just happens to be 7'4". You know, we're laughing. We came out before the game and we're looking at the Purdue team. Like they weren't that big. Like the rest of the guys were not that big. Like they're all like. This guy was supposed to be 6'7". He was more like 6'5", and this guy's supposed to be 6'3", and he's more like 6'1". So the overall the team, we were like, well, these guys aren't that big. And then he walks out there, you're like, man, he really is 7. There's no like exaggeration. Like he is 7'4". I mean, he's a big human being, you know, and not just big like tall, but like big, huge head, huge body,
like a Jokic big, like just built big.
Oh, he's a monster, you know. So there's some pictures of our guys guarding him, like we're next to him. Like our center was Ansley Almanor, who had a great game had a great tournament. And I mean, it's like Ansley looks like he's like, you know, tiny compared to Zach. You know? I mean, he's our biggest guy. So yeah, it was. I mean, he's a big guy. You know.
Another question. So when you beat Purdue, obviously your phone was blowing up because I distinctly remember when you guys beat Texas Southern, right?
So, yep.
I just need a reminder for that. But
that's all right.
So for those who don't know, Tobin is great friends with our former guest Damon O'Keefe, and told me he was basically like, if they beat Purdue, like his phone's probably going to blow up right now. If they beat Purdue, he may need a new phone. And I was like, we said that like, and then the Purdue game happened, and I remember texting him like there was like 8 minutes left, like right at like the under 8 of the second half. I remember texting Oaks being like, wait, is this going to happen? Like, is this happening? Like, I feel like I'm in like a dream. Like, I'm like, there's no way this is happening right now. But the question was, I kind of got off track a bit. Who was a guy, like your phone was obviously blowing up. People probably got your number from God knows who. Who was a guy that like texted you and congratulated you that you would have never thought? You were basically like, holy crap, like this guy's texting me. Like, who was that guy for you?
Well, I mean, the biggest guy was Bill Belichick. So that was one. Yeah, that was the one where it's like, you know, and that didn't happen right after the game. Might have been the next day. Cause I remember I was in my hotel room and I'm going, you know, and I had all these texts I hadn't opened yet. Like, you know, I was like, wow, it was like 1,200 to 1,300 that I'd return like 100 of them, and then I'd return. Then it'd be another 200 would come up. So I'm like, I gotta just stop. I just gotta stop the whole thing. Text. So I just decided, hey, I'm not gonna do any more texts at all. So I was just kind of ignoring him, and his text pops up on unknown number, and it was you know, a nice message for him, and it was, you know, he signed it, you know, BB class. I went to Wesleyan, he went to Wesleyan, same school, but he signed it BB class of I think 76. And I'm like, holy shit, that's Bill Belichick, you know. So that was pretty cool. Frank Caliendo, he does all his imitations.
Oh, I know Frank Caliendo.
That was like the coolest one because I'm like, he's like, hey, I saw you on Twitter. I couldn't believe, you know, whatever it was, and he's like, I got your number, and he texted me, so that was cool too. And then the funniest ones are like the ones from people I haven't heard from in like, you know, 40 years. Like my kindergarten class, who I hadn't talked to. I moved away when I was like first grade. I hadn't talked to anyone in my kindergarten class since I left. And all of a sudden there used to be a picture of us in like when I was in kindergarten. You know, all of us like 5 or 6 years old or whatever it was. And that was great. My kindergarten teacher sent me a text. Like just all these. Because I'm sure what happens is people are like, whatever happened to Tobin Anderson, right? No one, you know, whoever. And all of a sudden they're watching TV and it's like, hey, the guy, he's coaching a basketball game and he's coaching against Purdue. And it's like, oh, that's where he's at, and like it was nuts.
See you on ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, ESPN, Today's Show or Good Morning America. Like, what is this idiot doing on one of these shows? So, but your man O'Keefe, Damon, he's the best, man. He was texting me. He texts me after every game I hear from him. So I only returned a certain number of texts, but I was definitely getting back to him. He's my guy, so I had to get back to him. But yeah, it was a crazy time. It was nuts.
Do you wish Frank Caliendo would do an impression of you?
He told me he's going to. He said he wanted to do a basketball coach, but I'm sure that lasted for a while. But no, I mean I think he's one of the funniest guys of all time. Like, I love Frank Caliendo, so getting his thing was like, because I just think all his John Gruden stuff and all the John Madden. Like, I think he's hilarious. I think he's like one of the funniest guys.
Oh, sorry.
No, he is one of the funniest guys of all time. So I love that. So to me, like, Belichick was awesome. But like Caliendo, that's cool. Frank Caliendo texts me. I love that guy.
Have you heard his Bill Walton impression?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yep.
Is there a better player than Detlef Schrempf?
I think the guy, he's a riot. So he's great.
So how does it feel now? FDU is being talked about as one of the biggest Cinderellas. You're up there with FGCU, UMBC. Valparaiso. I'm just naming all the Cinderellas off the top of my head right now. How does it feel to be a part of all-time tournament moment, and people are going to be remembering you for forever?
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. I think when you think people said it's the biggest upset in NCAA tournament history. As far as the underdogs and the point spread and all that kind of stuff and all that, and I think the more remarkable thing, like you talked about, was going from a 4-win team. And we're beating Purdue, but like where we came from the year before, going from four wins as a program to going to the round of 32, winning 2 NCAA games. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like the players will have in the rest of their lives. They'll have that as a memory, and the pictures and the videos. And I mean, I still get them all the time, and people send them to you. It's incredible. I mean, honestly, it's like, and I've been around for a while, so like I still love all that stuff, but it's like I've kind of had to move on because we've been so damn busy here at Iona. I think it'd have been more fun to enjoy it if I'd have stayed at FDU because we'd had more time to celebrate and enjoy that kind of stuff and dinners and all that. So it's like almost like we had to leave and go over here, and everybody else got to enjoy all the success and all the parties and the celebrations and stuff. So we're still a part of things. But I'm happy for the players. I'm happy for like Dimitri and Grant, the guys who came from Division II, who are used to on van rides and you ever been to St. Thomas Gym, and the gym, you could fit that thing in my office over here.
Yeah.
So to go play in front of 20,000 people, like what an experience for those guys. And I was just so happy. Like Dimitri Roberts is one of the best kids, one of the best like people ever been around, like one of the hardest workers, so committed. Like to see him have that success, like he deserves all that success. Like he's just a one of a kind person, and and I'm happy for him.
So you're at Iona now.
Yep.
Your coaching career started in Clarkstown, a decent time ago. Coached there for 5 to 6 years. You were at Stack. Does it feel, so close to where it all started? Does it feel a little more like at home now that you're at somewhere that's just like, very similar to where you started at, and you're kind of just like back to where it all began, essentially?
I coached at Clarkson.
Oh, Clarkson. That's on me. I'll take that one on me.
I know Clarkstown really well. My wife teaches the Clarkstown district. I coached at Clarkson, which is like.
Then I messed that one up. I read it as Clarkstown. That one's on me.
But Clarkson's actually funny. It's up by Canada. It's like on the border of Canada.
Yeah. It's up north.
So I'm happy that I'm further down south now. I'm going to warmer weather. My wife's from Kentucky and from Tennessee. She actually teaches in the Clarkstown district. She wants to go south. She goes, let's go south. So I'm like, we're gradually getting further down south, and we're actually down at so we're south. But no, Iona's a great place. We're happy to be here. We're excited to be here. Like I'm thrilled. It's a great program, a lot of tradition, and they've always won here, and we got to keep it going.
So I'm sure you've been asked this question numerous times ever since you got the job, ever since the introductory press conference, but I'd be remiss to ask. So I was asking in a different way, not to sound like the same questions over and over. how are you going? So you bring in all these recruits. You literally just completed your staff the other day, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
How are you going to continue the success that Rick Pitino and Tim Cluis left at Iona? How are you going to continue that success?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Iona is they've been great for a long time. There's been like by far the most successful program in the conference. They've won 14 MAC championships. Been in the NCAA's 8 of the last 11 years. So like even Kevin Willard was here. Who's at Maryland now. Tim Welsh, who coached at Providence, great coach, was here. Jerry Welsh was a tremendous Potsdam coach for a long time, was here. Jeff Ruland, who's played in the NBA for 15 years, great coach, great player. So they've always won here. When a school wins, right, there's usually a lot of reasons why they win all the time like that. So I think there's a lot of resources here. So like our thing is we're not going to change a lot of what we do as far as just like our approach to every day, working hard, recruiting good kids, recruiting good, guys that are competitive. Competition's big for us. We're going to play hard. We're going to play together. We're going to be do the right things on the court, off the court, be good people. And if you do those things and you recruit good enough players, you'll be able to win a lot of games, So I think, and obviously it's a tremendous challenge. I mean, the challenge here is to try to sustain what Iona's always been as an NCAA tournament team on a yearly basis. That's hard to do. And now the next big thing for us is like Iona's never won an NCAA game. They've always gone to the tournament and they've lost like some heartbreaking. And I've heard a lot from the alums and the boosters about the games they've lost, like a buzzer beater here, bad call here, things like that.
Tough luck.
Yeah, so it's like our things. We'd love to take Iona to the NCAA's and win a game. Get to the next round or get to the Sweet 16 or make a run. That has not been done here before. So it's good. Like you always want to have goals, right? It's good to go to a place and do something that's not been done before. So it's Stack. Stack had never been to the NCAA tournament, right? Or never won a conference championship. We went to Stack, got that going. FDU had never won a first round game. Hadn't been to the second round. No one went NAC team. We did that, right? So now you're Iona. Like all this success, all these wins, like what's a big? Well, they've never been past the first round, so let's go win an NCAA game and try to make a run in the NCAA tournament. And like that's not, and there's no guarantees, and it's going to be hard to do. And everybody knows it's hard to win NCAA games, and we're always going to be probably a 13 seed or a 14 seed or a 12 seed, like in that range. So you have to go beat a top 20 team, but that's
you could do that.
Yeah, that's what's happening. I mean, Florida Atlantic, went to the Final Four as a 9 seed. It could have been in the championship game. St. Peter's went to the Elite Eight as a 15 seed, right? I mean, there's just
15, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's been done. Doesn't mean it's easy to do. There's no guarantees. Like I'm sure that the people want to. If we don't get it done, they're like, you didn't get it done. But like you want to have goals. Like goals are important. So we're going to work our hardest every day to win to do the right things and put a team out there that can do those kind of things.
Yeah.
Writer's block for a minute there. I still can't believe Tim Clarkstown.
Oh, well, it happens. It looks the same.
Trust me. Listen, it wasn't like Memphis or Carolina or something. So like Clarkstown.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
So come back to Loudon. You were an assistant at Siena for a couple years. Yep. You were giving me dirt before for Siena, but are you ready to come back to Loudonville?
Well, I loved Siena. So I was there for 2 years. Like I loved my family was there. Obviously we moved there I was living in north of the city up there. I'm so bad with names. We lived across the bridge up there, but like about 50 minutes away. Like we loved it. Albany's a great city, great people. Like we loved it there. So I mean, they're a big basketball program, basketball city. They love their teams up there. I met a lot of great people there. So no, they're good. They've done a great job. They've always won championships. And before I got there, they had a run. Like Fran McCaffrey was there. They went to the NCAA tournament. They beat Ohio State. They've won games. They've had success. So I'll be excited to go back up there. There's some great restaurants up there too. Hopefully get there early. Go out and get a nice meal. Like they're not as good restaurants as there are in Rockland County.
Bellini's pasta, amazing. Bellini's pasta. If you let me know, shoot me a text. We'll go to Bellini's. It'll be a great time. Bellini's.
I've been to Bellini's. Oh yeah, no, I've been to Bellini's. Yep, I know Bellini's. There's also a great steakhouse downtown. Really, really good spot that we used to take our recruits to all the time. Where there was really good. What the hell's it called? Great place downtown too. So
there's so many good places there.
I like Albany. There's downtown's good. It's all good. So just hopefully people see it will treat us nicely and don't not beat us by 30. We're down there, up there, going back up there.
Oh, you go back out, up, down, all the same.
Go back north, back north.
Hopefully it won't be it might be a gold game. For the last like 2 Iona games, we were wearing all yellow, so it might just be like a sea of gold and yellow all over the place.
Well, I watched last year's game, and man, it was not pretty.
That was that was.
It was not pretty. It was pretty for Siena. It was not pretty for Iona. So, I mean, man, that was a beatdown.
Since we're talking basketball, we need an NBA Finals pick.
Oh, it's a hard one, right? I mean, like I would have thought Denver for sure until then the Heat are so resilient, like they win Game 2. So man, I just want to see a good series. That's all I care about. So like I hope it goes 7, and I don't.
Yeah, me too.
I would think Denver wins, but man, Miami they just seem like
they refuse to go away. They won't lose.
They're like a team of destiny or so. They just keep and they're just so freaking tough. So if I had to pick somebody, I'd pick Denver. But man, I would not be shocked if Miami wins it.
I'm just still feeling the pain of a Knicks fan, just all coming back with the Miami. Miami, all the
Knicks are a long ways away, man. Come on.
Thank you. I'm a Cavs fan here. Thank you.
Let's try to be realistic.
I want to have hope. Aaron Judge is on the IL. Let me have the Knicks. let me have the Knicks with this.
The Mets are playing terrible, as Damon knows. My man Damon and I we're big Mets fans.
I'm a big Mets fan. They stink.
They stink. I watched the game last night. They're terrible. What's his name? Alonso hits a homer and he's talking trash. And then
Carrasco lets up 4 runs.
It's a mess. I thought this would be the Mets year or two. They've been terrible. Is Verlander's pitching 9, I think.
Yeah, and what Lindor's batting 213. They stink.
They shouldn't stink. They should be a lot better than they are.
I think it's the manager, and I
like Buck. Buck's good.
Yeah, it's not.
But with Buck, every time he managed the Yankees in '95, got canned. They bring in Torrey in '96. They go on this run. Manages the Diamondbacks in 2000, gets canned, and they win.
Mets aren't even 500 right now, Stan. I wouldn't be worried about maybe they start hitting the ball.
You think firing Buck's going to solve the problems?
Yeah, I don't. It's just a scapegoat. It's not going to solve anything.
I mean, today's day and age, you got to make the playoffs. So you have to make. If you spend that kind of money, you got to make. Like, it's a wild card. You have to make the playoffs. So, it's a disgrace.
Especially with an expanded playoff too. Like there's really no.
It's ridiculous.
They're not even second in the division. Miami is.
Is that right? I didn't even know that. I've been we've been so busy on watching, but I've started watching like the last couple of weeks. It's disgusting. I watched the whole game last night. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I mean, they're up what 5-1, 6-1. I mean, they just
blow it consistently.
No mental toughness.
No.
I went to the Yankee game yesterday, and it was all smoke. I got up this morning. I feel like it felt like I smoked like 8 packs of cigarettes.
I'm telling you, look out my window right now. It's like you're in a fog right now outside my window. I'm not sure.
Let me move over.
It's bright orange outside.
Right, that's my window right there. Look out the window. That's my campus. It's incredible. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's like a scene out of Breaking Bad. They're here. I feel like a meteorologist right now.
You better stay. There's no soccer. There's no soccer today for the Pirates of down in Pearl River.
Gotta stay inside.
No Damon O'Keefe camp going on today. We have to stay inside.
Oh yeah, he did tell me that. He did tell me. Yeah, he's got that. He's got the camp.
Tobin, thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure having you.
Yeah, it's good talking to you guys. You guys have been great. It's more of a fun interview than most of these ones I do. It's the same old questions all the time. So that was great. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you.
Whenever you're in
next, we'll do a Siena Iona preview if things are going well for it. If we're not any good, I'm not getting on next time. But
we'll get Carm on eventually, and then we'll call it the New York Sports Exchange Bowl, and then we'll get a picture.
I'll get Carm. Carm and I are good friends, so I'll call Carm. Like, listen, get on with these guys are good dudes or whatever it is. So hopefully we're both like 20-2, and we're going to we'll both jump on there. But if we're like 10-12, I'm not going on any.
I can't blame you
for that game. I'll be sure to sit courtside because sometimes I do work the table.
Really?
Yes.
You'd be big time then. That's great. That's good.
Sometimes I do work the table.
I love that. The arena is great to play in. It's a great atmosphere. So hopefully we're both good. It's a great game up there.
Tobin, we hope to have you on next time. Hopefully, if you're ever in Loudonville, let me know.
I'll be there. I have to go at least one time.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
I'm gonna avoid that one unless I get suspended or something. But that's not the plan. So I'll be up there.
Tobin Anderson, you're the best, my man.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Later.